All right. Is this thing on? All right. It's August 31st, 2014, and you're watching Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually for this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Hey everyone, yes, we're on Obi-Wan. This is episode 440 of Mods on Air, bringing you the week in gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I'm foyleman, and coming to us in HD quality, Breesy. Hello, Breesy.
Hello. That HD quality.
That's right, I know. Unfortunately, it's then streamed a second time in probably non-HD. Thank you, Twitch. Anyway, so we got a few things to talk about actually this week. Not a lot, even though PAX is going on right now as we speak. And I think that's really the reason why. Everyone who writes decent news is busy at the show, and then at night busy drinking. Totally understand.
Apart from us.
You know, apart from us. Well, at least I'm busy drinking, just not at the show.
Yeah.
So we have a happy Labor Day for those of you who know what it is. If you don't know what it is, then don't worry about it. Pretend I didn't say anything. Yeah, not a lot to talk about. But I thought I'd start off with some stuff that's going on with PlayStation. I don't know if you noticed, but there have been some cyber attacks going on. There have been cyber attacks towards the PlayStation Network originally, and actually somebody said that it ended up going over to the Xbox Network too. And what's going on is this is a DOS attack, and they're basically trying to make it so that people cannot play games, and it actually did kick Sony down for a while, so people couldn't access their games.
Why is it always Sony that gets like these issues?
You know what? Sony does seem to have these issues, and that's pretty much why I'm bringing this up in the topics. It's because because last year, I think it was, right? Sony was attacked, except they jumped in and grabbed passwords and everything. And apparently
was that last year or was that the year before?
I don't know.
That
it feels
seems like
last year.
ages away.
But I don't think that's the case this time. I think the case is that it was just dropping a network. Hi, Ham. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Hey. You're late. 10 push-ups.
Sorry.
Breezy, your video's not as wide anymore.
Ah, you ruined it.
Oh.
Ruined it for us all.
That's odd. Anyway, it's not like I can't see the wider picture. So we're talking about Sony and how they were pushed offline for a while because of the DDoS attacks, and as well as Xbox having some login issues the same, which means actually you can't even access your games. I think what this is hopefully doing is getting the gaming community, which is a pretty big irate community, together, and getting ready to punch someone in the face if they can figure out who that someone is. I'm all on board with that.
I like it. I like this plan. Find out who it is, and then just everyone gets to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
That's a really good plan.
Uh-huh. We don't need to go to court or anything, just punch in the face. Although they will end up going to court, because if you noticed, it's assumed that the same group that did this also reported some like bomb attack, potential bombs or something, causing like the CEO of Sony to have to turn around his plane and land somewhere.
It's just getting worse and worse. This is like that swatting, isn't it?
Yeah, this is just like swatting, which is also needs a punch in the face.
Yep.
Well, punch in the face before court.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or after court. I'm not picky which way it goes.
I don't know. That's a little risky.
Why not both?
End up in court ourselves. We want this to be swift and unseen.
Swift judgment.
And bloody.
Punch in the face.
Swift bloody judgment. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm all on board for this.
Because here's American Air saying, we have been receiving reports that a plane from DFW to San, which DF, I don't know what DF is, but to San Francisco, maybe that's what it was, yeah, has explosives on board. And so that caused them to turn the plane around. Yeah, Phoenix. DFW is Phoenix?
No, DF.
No, they were diverted to Phoenix. Okay.
Okay.
People have far too much time on their hands
Yeah.
to be doing shit like this.
And is it really
It's-
that serious?
Yeah,
It's,
who is really this bothered by it that they have to go through all this effort?
it's
Yeah.
people with childlike mentalities that very uneducated
wasn't it?
because they're educated enough to know how to find a program that causes these attacks. But hell, I could probably find you several 5-year-olds that could do the same. So that doesn't
Yeah,
say
it's-
much for your intelligence or your or
There's
anything
knowledge
else.
and there's maturity.
It's like everything else, isn't it? Now you can just get programs to do everything, so everyone is a master hacker.
Yeah.
I know. The same thing goes on with these MySQL attacks. There's programs available that you can find easily that allow you to attack databases on servers and can potentially bring them down, if not try and crack them. And I've actually contacted the people that released this software, and they're like, well, it's for testing purposes, so we're not taking it down. What are you kidding?
Registration
Nobody's using this to test.
That's like the oldest thing that it's only for testing purposes.
Screw you. That's somebody else that needs a punch in the face.
Just line them right up. Punch, punch,
Mhm.
punch.
Yep.
Could have a
All
sore hand after all this.
Well, it's the price you have to pay for
Yeah.
Justice.
justice for being a good citizen. Okay, so moving away from Sony here, we have this other game that is a 16-bit RPG that promises a modern twist, but I kind of like the idea of what they've done with this engine, and potentially they should be releasing this engine. But the game's called Elysian Shadows. I don't know how good the game is itself, but if I can get some of these animated GIFs to play in the window for you, which I'm sure I can figure something out, then you'll see what I'm talking about. Here's one. Let's see. If I call this up in a browser and shove the browser, no, don't go full screen on me, into that window and get it out of the chat window.
I like the way we've moved up from 8-bit now. We're onto the 16-bit.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everyone's
is-
out of 8-bit ideas.
But what we have here is a 2D top-down game. 2D. However, it's got lighting, it's got shadows, it's got dimension.
I could see this being used for one of those like theme park games.
A theme park game?
Yeah. If you look at that, it's like design your own theme park.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what you meant either. And then here's another preview. I've got 3 previews here. Oh, clouds. They're showing clouds moving through, showing you dimension, which actually is nothing new when it comes to 2D games. Just having another layer move.
It looks good, but it doesn't look any better than what I've already got on my DS.
True.
It,
But
it,
how-
it looks a slightly worse version of Pokemon, whatever one I've got, the new one.
I don't know, this begins to inspire me to want to try and build a 2D game like this with all the extra shadows and day and night and lighting effects.
I like the lighting effects, the light and shadows. It's
Mhm.
nice. Nice move. Everything else, I don't know. But it's nice.
32 bits next. Come on. Put your hands
Almost
together.
That's
there.
it. That's the next one.
Almost
There we go.
there.
Love it. Got to have these bit games.
Elysian Shadows. Or is it Elysian? Okay, Elysian Shadows.
Elysian, I think. Elysian. This game's going to come out on PC, Mac, Linux, Ouya, mobile,
Ouya.
Ooh yeah. I walked
Yeah.
into a local
Dreamcast.
store the other day and they had Ouyas for sale, and I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, it's the first
Yeah.
time I've seen an Ouya."
Oh, all right. Now you know what all the hype is about.
They were on the top shelf where no one could reach them, so no one could be disappointed.
All right. You don't want that. But they're making this game also for the Dreamcast, which is
The
an interesting
Dreamcast?
platform. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of, I wouldn't say within the last couple of years, people going back and making Dreamcast games, like new ones, and it's weird to me. I'm not sure how they're able to do that, but apparently they are.
I never owned one.
I loved it.
No, this one's coming out on phone. I said mobile. I'm pretty sure Morphus. Okay, here's one which European fellows might enjoy. That Are you going to go buy Minecraft now that there's a potential for Doctor Who to be in Minecraft?
I already have Minecraft, so I can't. I can't go and buy it again. Well, I could. But this
is this
not,
enticing?
This doesn't entice me at all.
No.
I've seen many things in Minecraft. Not something I've pined for.
I'd go out and buy a Doctor Who Lego set before I bought Doctor Who Minecraft.
I think I would too.
It's not as if it's a big undertaking to make a Doctor Who expansion for Minecraft, is it?
I don't know. Gotta create a couple new block-like textures. And
yeah.
I gotta add it to the menu of the game. I mean, that's an undertaking.
Sounds like a nice evening to use work.
You gotta figure out how to set it up as DLC so that people have to buy it. So there's a big undertaking in it.
I suppose. Is this actually a charged DLC?
I don't know.
No, surely not.
I'm just assuming it would be. Why not? Why wouldn't it be? This is for Microsoft. This is for 360.
Only for 360, so I bet it is.
Yeah, I bet it is. It has to be, because to put it on 360, it's going to cost them money right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're going to have to charge for it. I remember when Left 4 Dead, the original, they had some additional DLC free for the PC, and they wanted to release it free on Xbox, and Microsoft said, no, you have to charge for this. They were forced to charge users for it.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So.
It's funny. They have a system where you submit your game or your DLC or whatever it is, and they suggest a price. And they tell you, it's just a suggestion. But you can tell it. You can see it behind their eyes that they're saying...
It's the tone of voice in that email.
It's a little more than a suggestion. This suggestion comes with a bag of bricks.
Anyone who pays for this DLC needs definitely to get out more. I mean, Minecraft can be a laugh and all, but if you're putting money just to get different heads...
But if it's a choice between Doctor Who Minecraft and a DDoS attack, Doctor Who is definitely the more constructive option.
Yeah.
It'll reduce the punch in the face effect.
You just get slapped for buying this.
You just get slapped. Okay, fourth dimension. This one actually was quite confusing. Here's a game that they're going to be working in the fourth dimension, and their explanation of three-dimensional 2D game was very helpful. I liked it. Then they start talking about a four-dimensional 3D game, and it kind of frustrated me the way they presented this video, and I'm going to present it to you so that we can discuss it a little bit.
My head already hurts watching this.
Okay, we don't need this is a game where you're actually like...
a 4D game. A game where there's a fourth dimension of space. So I thought I would show you what it would actually look like if you could walk through walls using the fourth dimension. And in the process, explain what the fourth dimension is. So say you need to get to the other side of that wall, but you can't jump over it and you can't walk around it. But what if there was more to this world? What if you could just walk around the wall in the fourth dimension? So you turn to face along the fourth dimension, walk along the fourth dimension, and turn back. You discover that the wall has disappeared, and it's been replaced by a pile of rubble in the middle of the desert.
I didn't understand
Okay,
that.
before I continue, let me explain something first.
And this
so say
made
you
more
are this
sense.
2D character and you need to get to the other side of that wall. But you can't jump over it, and, well, that's about it. But what if there was more to this world? What if the world was actually 3D and you were just a 2D flat character that could only move inside a 2D plane? You could go past that wall by just sidestepping it, but how do you do that since you're stuck on a plane? So you press a button to turn sideways, and now when you're moving left and right, it doesn't mean the same thing. It actually means moving along the third dimension. So you take a few steps, and you press the button again to face the original way, but now you're in a parallel world that is further along the third dimension. So the wall is not in front of you anymore, it's off to the side.
It's just like
and
a
you
walking
can walk right
headache.
past it. You can notice that some rubble must have fallen off the wall in the third dimension also. You turn sideways and take a few steps to get back to the world you came from and turn back. Okay, but this little 2D character, it is only 2D, so unlike us, he can't see the third dimension. So what does he see when he turns sideways? He might think the world is deforming, but it's just what it would look like if you took 2D slices of a 3D object. Like, images produced by an MRI machine, for example.
I could understand that, but then they try
The world isn't changing, it's just being seen from different directions.
4D.
So when
Doesn't
he's
work.
further along the third dimension, down in the desert world, he can't see the wall, but he can see the rubble. And from the sideways perspective, he can move across worlds back into the grass world. But back to thicker problems. What if the world actually had 4 dimensions, but we could only see 3? In other words, what if we were living on a 3D plane inside a 4D world? So you press a button to turn sideways.
He lost me about 2 minutes.
You
Now,
see?
when you're moving
This is where I was like,
it doesn't
this
mean the same
explanation
thing
is
as
not
it.
explaining anything.
It actually means moving along the 4th dimension. So you take a few steps, and you press the button again to face the original way. But now you're in a parallel world that's further along the 4th dimension. So the wall is not in front of you anymore,
Okay.
but off to the side, and you can
I
walk
don't need
right
this in my
past it.
life.
Do you keep up with that, Ham? Because
And you can
I
notice
struggle.
it's a rubble missile falling off the
I
wall.
did, but I don't need this.
This made him open another
Turn
beer.
sideways, and steps to get back to the world you came from, and turn back.
It's like, this is ridiculous.
This is how you
Screw
walk
this.
using the phone.
It's clever, but I don't think it can catch on.
Too clever. It's too clever. I don't need that in my life.
And I do like the effect that they've created here. The effect of going from one dimension to the other, that sort of blending effect. It looks really good to me.
Looks nice. Yeah.
But I don't know how to apply it to something that's fun to play.
Right.
It's a puzzle game thing, isn't it? But it's not actually.
Kinda.
I take that back. It's not even a puzzle game. Because you just flip to the other world and then.
Well, I guess that's where the puzzle is. When do you flip?
No, I suppose. I'd just be flipping all the time, just see if it works.
Be flipping out.
move a few spaces, like flip it. Move a few
Yeah.
more, flip it.
Flip it too much and you're in the 5th dimension?
Oh god, let's not add down.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? Escape Dead Island is coming in November.
Is it just like normal Dead Island?
I think so. I think this is a DLC that's supposed to get you ready for the next Dead Island 2 game.
No,
Oh, no,
no,
'cause
no.
it's
This is
cell
completely
shaded.
different. Yeah, it's cell shaded and it's third person.
Is it?
Yeah.
Rated M for mature.
Literally, they have taken every kind of game they can think of and stuck Dead Island on it.
Yeah.
Because you've got the Dead Island MOBA as well, haven't you?
Oh, so this is going to be a Dead Island Borderlands.
Basically.
Looks like someone was freaking paranoid or something.
Why? Why would they do that? I was sure that this was supposed to be something that gets you ready.
Because they're milking that island for all they can.
The thing
You know
about
what?
Dead Island was it looked good. That was what it had going for it.
See, right here, they state that that this opens the path to the events that will happen in Dead Island 2.
Right, right. I was going to mention that it does story-wise. It is supposed to help bridge it a little bit, but that's about it. I mean, otherwise it's just an action, third-person action game with the Dead Island franchise.
Nope, I didn't ask for this.
No one did.
No one asked for. To be honest, no one asked for Dead Island 2.
No,
True.
it's true.
No one asked for the Dead Island MOBA.
Yeah, that was a big thing. It's like, where is this coming from?
But the thing is, it came out of nowhere. No one knew about it until I got like an invite to the beta. It was like, come play this game. I was like, no. Why would I play this?
Well, you got an invite. That's nice.
I played the tutorial and I never went back to it, really. It didn't seem
like-
bad.
I already have Smite taking up too much time in my life. I don't need this as well.
Escape Dead Island. I don't know about this. If the price is reasonable, I
It won't be.
No.
Probably won't be. No.
It's a franchise. It'll probably be like full price.
Yeah.
They've managed to make a franchise out of a game that no one liked. Well,
That's amazing, isn't it?
it's amazing how they've done it.
Yeah.
I don't know any of us that finished Dead Island and went, good, that was a good game, can't wait for the next one.
I can't remember the last time I finished any game. Oh, Tomb Raider. That's it.
Yeah, Tomb Raider I think was the last one I finished
I can't
and enjoyed. That's the key word. Finished and enjoyed.
Like
I'm
Dead Island
busy.
3. Or not Dead Island 3, Dead Space 3.
Dead Space. I haven't got Dead Space 3.
I think that that might have been the last one I finished.
All right, well, we got Alienware also doing things that nobody asked for, creating oddly shaped cases.
Like 10 times the price of normal cases.
I didn't even look at the price, but I'm sure it is. It is Alienware. Still.
Why? What is the benefit of this case?
Well, it's got the alien.
To maintain airflow and keep it cool, they
Does
say.
it spin? If it span, then that would be cool. If the case itself was a fan, only then would I consider that. That's funny. I'm gonna make a case that does that.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's.
And can you? What's with all the? What am I seeing here? Is this Evolve? Yeah. Okay. Can you buy the case separately, even, or do you have to buy an Alienware computer?
It's Alienware.
So you probably have to buy an Alienware computer to even get the
And
case.
it probably only fits down motherboard, so if you try to fit a standard size motherboard in there, it probably don't fit.
And if you're not sold on it yet, well, just let me tell you here, it comes with 9 separate light up zones for customization.
Awesome. That's what I want.
So your box will not light up like anyone else's.
Oh.
That's
Oh
important.
no, never mind.
That's
Sorry,
really
I
important.
misread that. I thought that I read the incoming Steam machine, but I
No.
didn't read the beginning of the sentence.
No.
See, if this was a Steam machine, I could understand the complete randomness of it.
Well, that's interesting.
This is like, you look at it and it's like, this is really what you think is needed.
Is this what I think it is?
The idea is that it can stand up on any end, right? That's what I'm getting from
No,
it.
you know what? I don't think so, because at some point you're going to be covering the airflow intakes, because the sides are solid.
Yeah, but there's flat surfaces which is resting on. So you've got 3 separate surfaces that you can...
Yeah, but one of them has to be the intake for air.
Yeah, but you're never on one of the vents. I'm looking at the small surfaces, not the big surfaces.
Well, if you're looking at this picture, they're saying rotate it any which way, right? But I'm looking at it down here, and it looks like it has legs. And I'm looking at it up here, and it looks like it has ways to access the case. So,
Oh, yeah, no, you might be right the way the picture...
other than that, I don't know. Maybe.
No, you are right. I thought it balanced on the small, flat surfaces. But it doesn't, does it? It balances on the bottom. There is literally no reason for this case.
No, you're right. I don't think so. And like you said, if the whole case spun like crazy, I would be excited.
If it was just like vents all the way around,
Yep.
and that was how it cooled by spinning, that would be awesome.
That would be.
Why has no one done this yet?
Oh. All right.
It's like Lamboy 2.0.
I gotta go get something. But I'm gonna start up the next topic while we go get it. GOG introduces movies that you can start downloading. And I'm not sure why they're getting into this business, but they apparently are.
That was definitely unexpected. I don't
Right,
think
it
I
is.
saw that coming.
Are they actually movies you want to watch?
I don't know. If you sign up, you get like a couple of free movies. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up. And if you don't sign up, you get some cheap movies, and I don't know what kind of movies they are. And they're also planning on doing some other things, like TV series. It's not enough to make me want to sign up for GOG, though.
No. Like,
No?
I don't want to download movies full stop anyway. There's a reason I have Netflix. I like to stream movies.
Right, exactly.
Well, I don't know.
Wow. Yep.
There's a case for owning movies.
I have many. I have a whole bookcase full. I had to buy a second bookcase just for my movies when I moved to this place. But yeah, I don't want them on my computer. My computer is reserved purely for games.
All right, sorry about that. Unexpected people showing up, dropping off stuff.
Let's see.
I've got a whole bunch of Concord grapes to make wine now.
Oh, well. Pleased to know that you're going to be a wine maker.
Well, I have been. I've got a couple bottles of. I've got another 10 bottles of port left. 20 so bottles of Zinfandel with pomegranate. I've got more port wine over there, and he just dropped off a whole bunch of fresh Concord grapes.
Look at this guy, Breesy. Who do you think he is?
I know,
Pinky up, sipping wine.
It's pretty good. I like it.
This guy. You'll have a vineyard next.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just work. This you just throw in a bucket
That's
and
what the
wait.
Mexicans are for.
Okay. Sorry about that interruption. Can we move on? We're done talking about GOG, the unused game service that is now going to do movies? Okay.
I don't know. Or do we need to talk about wine now? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the next show.
Wine portion of the show.
Yeah.
We can talk about wine anytime you want.
I'd rather drink it.
Me too. Which is why I make it for $2 a bottle.
This guy.
Drinks all his stock. Drinks all his stock away.
It's good, I know.
Yeah, it is. The hard part is waiting for it to age a little bit.
He makes it just to test it.
Yeah. This is a 6-month-old. 6 months ago, that was a good time of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right, moving on to Twitch. Here, see? I got labels and everything. Moving on to Twitch. And they just got bought up almost for $1 billion by Amazon. Amazon wants to get into live video streaming, apparently.
Do we actually know why Google didn't do it?
Well, Google probably didn't want to spend the extra money or go through some extra effort, and you know what? They already have Google Hangouts, which they think is sufficient.
There's some antitrust issues going on too, that they're already sort of being suspected of. So
Google?
Yeah, with the Twitch acquisition. So I know that played into it.
Do we know if this is actually going to affect us in any way? This
You're gonna get even more amazingly targeted ads.
awesome Star Wars ads for me.
I don't know why Amazon wants to get into direct consumer streaming. It does seem a little bit out of their realm.
It's completely out there. I read it and I was like, is this a joke?
Unless they shut it down and just open it up to like, hey, you can see live streaming programs put on by Fox News and that's it, or something like that. And they shut us out.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people like Ham will know, but on that game that's completely slipped my mind, Smite. They always do streams all day.
Yeah.
To the browser, and since this news came out, there's not been any streams.
Oh.
Weird.
It's a lot of money.
I've noticed. I haven't been online, obviously, for a while, but from what I've noticed since I've been back, I have seen no streams.
It shouldn't affect it right away.
I wonder if a lot of people are just holding back, trying to work out what's going to happen now.
Yeah, I can only see this as a move from Amazon to try to, I don't know, get another branch in their gaming strategy, because it's no secret they do want to get into the gaming market through mobile games and the Amazon Fire TV thing, which comes with a controller.
Yeah, but the problem is these companies aren't pushing. They got to push like a brand new company like Twitch. Twitch went out there and they pushed the hell out of their service, and they pushed it. And you know what? That constant nagging actually got them where they are now. And I think that's what you got to see these Amazon and Google doing, because how many of these services does Google create, come up with, throw out there, and then pretend it doesn't exist anymore? And then, oh, sorry, we're shutting it down.
If it's not an instant hit, they're just like, all right, well, we did everything we could.
No, you didn't.
But, yeah.
But that's Google's mentality as far as when it comes to creating things. They say, here's some teams, and the teams are supposed to attach themselves to products that have a future. And the teams might diverge and end up on other teams because they don't see the financial future in this. Not Google, but the people working in the team, and then it just gets lost along the way. And so Google shuts it down when they stop working on it after a while. It's sort of like a Git project. You don't keep working on your Git project, we close it.
Yeah. It's these very short-lived hype projects, and people just move on, and so they're just trying to get out ahead of what seems to be like the inevitable migration of their user base.
I think it would be a shame if they actually mess Twitch up. I know Twitch isn't perfect, but at least it's actually providing a decent service for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do quite often end up on Twitch just watching streams of games, whether they be tournaments or not just randoms, but I do enjoy the, either like on Smite, the developer streams and the Counter-Strike streams and things.
I think there's a few things they could be doing differently, and I think it would be better for the community if they did, but I think they had I think they did very well for themselves.
Well, they got quite a lot of money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Guys. So, not bad, I say. Plus, I guess there's an ad platform. That's how they made money, I suppose, Twitch, but...
I wonder if that means Google and Amazon are now in bed together. Not Google, Microsoft and Amazon, because of Xbox direct streaming, and then I guess PlayStation might even have it too, and then you have games in Valve that are set up that way.
True.
A lot of bedfellows.
We shall see. We'll just see in the coming weeks.
Well, that's not the only place we saw $1 million fly. EA, well, not yet anyways. EA plans to make $1 billion on DLC just for Madden's game.
Really?
They say this is the year. We're going to do it.
That's because the actual price of the game is the DLC.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
It's that new shit DLC that they've got going on.
I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me nowadays if that was probably accurate.
I have never seen such a media push for a game, except for Call of Duty.
We don't have it over here. I have not seen anything Madden.
Oh wow, I see it constantly, or I did anyways. I don't anymore.
To be honest, I don't ever see game adverts unless I go to the cinema and they're on before the film.
I usually don't see them there.
I saw them only in a small time frame. Back when I think one of the Halo games was coming out, and then I hadn't seen it after that. Any adverts for films at the cinema.
I like that idea, Morphus. Trading players costs you money.
Forget
boy.
$2. You've actually got to pay the asking price for the player in the full league.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I think there needs to be a DLC, and I'm sure this is going to happen at some point. It doesn't give you anything. You just pay for it, and that's it. And the only thing you get is the title that says you paid for it.
Like an achievement. Just make it an achievement. And people will buy it because people chase achievements.
Okay, they do.
Yeah.
Even I'm guilty of chasing achievements. I love a good achievement. Love it. I wouldn't pay for it, but I love it.
Well, you might pay for something that helps you get it.
No.
Indirect payment? Come on. I think you might.
Maybe. It's like Counter-Strike with the coins. I got to pay for the DLC just to get the new season coin or whatever it is.
right, Valve's getting into some issues. Apparently, Australia is upset that that Valve is giving refunds because they say there's a lot more going on in their bills and their rights and their whatever else there is over there, laws that say that consumers need to be protected. And really what they're saying is the developers need to be protected because they're saying that Valve will turn around and give out refunds before the person who wants the refund contacts the developer. Like, that's one of the reasons.
What?
So Valve turns around and says, but we want to give refunds to people who are unhappy. Isn't that also part of Australia's stuff?
Does Australia have any kind of policy where you can return something within a set amount of time?
I don't know, because apparently it's extremely confusing, all their laws. But the one that's very important here, it says the ACCC, something to do with Australia, alleges that Valve made false or misleading representations to Australian customers of Steam that, and there's 3 items here. One is consumers were not entitled to a refund for any game sold by Valve via Steam in any circumstances. What? I don't know. Wait. What?
But people buying something through Steam is no different to someone buying a product through a store. The store is the third party, and then you've still got the maker or the developer.
All right. Here's the third one. Valve was not under any obligation to repair, replace, or provide a refund for a game where the consumer had not contacted and attempted to resolve the problem with the computer game developer. So what we're saying is that maybe you are allowed to return an item if you bought it in the store in Australia, but first you have to contact the person who made it and say, look, I have a problem with it. And they'll be like, okay, go ahead and return it. Maybe? I don't know. I don't live there.
I don't know. Just going by how, obviously I work in a store, so you can return, with us, you can return something within 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you cannot return it unless the manufacturer has said you can return it.
Mm-hmm.
And provides the appropriate code to do so. So are they just saying you've got to skip the first 14 days and go straight to the manufacturer so they can say, yes, you can return it? That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't know. If this is confusing to you, don't move to Australia, and you don't have to worry about it.
But, you know, games are fickle things anyway, you know. Sometimes a game will work, and then apparently, in my case, you'll replace your graphics card, and then a game you've got 900 hours on will then no longer work.
They're under prison rules over there anyway, aren't they?
So it seems like lights out at
having been in prison.
Little known fact about foil there.
I want to go to 23, topic 23, and then I'll talk about 22. 23. There is a game out there for United States Democrats to push people into wanting to vote somehow or another. So you can jump onto your computer. I don't know if this works if you're not in the United States, and start playing this government propaganda game.
Is it an online game? I'll soon tell you if you can do it.
I know I downloaded the video, but I can't find it. Oh, because I didn't rename it. Here's the video.
Oh, you got to play it through Facebook.
I didn't have to. I just clicked on the link and started playing it. Maybe I have to be signed in, and I was.
Somebody got paid to develop this. Think about that.
It looks like a Mario game of sorts.
It does look like a horrendous Mario game.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is what the world has come to. Vote for me. I will make you a video game.
So the elephant jumps around and jumps on taxers.
Wow.
This is a mudslinger.
Okay.
Democrats' mudslingers hurl false and empty rhetoric. You can jump on them to mute their misleading words. Oh my goodness.
But I would just like to point out, this game is cutting edge because you're running right to left, not left to right.
Wow, this is propaganda at its finest.
I don't know who...
Probably made in India.
Yeah. freedom.
What? No double jump?
You gotta pay. You gotta get DLC for the double jump.
Yeah.
Jetpack.
The Freedom Pack DLC.
Oh yes, when you ride an eagle to the end goal.
I like that. Watch out. He's mudslinging.
The Freedom Pack is not free.
Watch out for the mudslinger.
Love it.
All right. That's awesome, huh?
Yeah, I just... I'm not sure if I can form a complete thought about this.
Even like the texture on the ground is like cut straight from Mario. I love it.
What's happening?
Oh, another mudslinger. Look out.
I'm waiting for like the war game that comes out next. Just
Aren't
like
they making
really
on
such American commando that just like runs around blowing shit up.
Rambo.
Vote America.
It's Rambo. You tried to going that way before, you dummy. Doesn't work. I can't stand watching this guy play. Okay. All right. Here's one. Do me a favor. If you at all like me, go over to this link.
Rated E for everyone.
And vote yes.
Is this for this game?
Yep.
So it can
This
be
is
on
a game that my company has worked on. This is one of my games.
I don't care about this. I want that other game to be on Steam.
Which one? Dr. Nano? Or Frantic Freddy? Or... No, this one's better.
That we just saw. The Republican mudslinging game.
Aw.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
Crab Cakes Rescue. It is a game that my company, Mission Critical Studios, put together. It will be out on very many platforms. And you know why there's...
Find it through Steam.
Do you know why there's so many games on Steam? Greenlight? Because Steam now turns around to almost every single indie developer and says, "You want your game here? Put it on Greenlight." And then they hang up the phone, and that's it. They don't talk to you anymore.
At all. Yeah, I remember reading that if you hadn't put a game on Steam prior to Greenlight existing, then they basically tell you go to Greenlight now.
Yeah. It's like a publisher saying go to Kickstarter.
Which sucks because you have to pay $100, and which I mean that's not the big deal, but you do have to pay something for your game to even be considered. But the weird thing is, you pay that money to basically enter a raffle, and I dislike that aspect of it because there's no guarantee.
Here's a little fun fact that might make you vote yes. Do you see who our publisher is? Maximum Games. Do you know what else they put out? Farm Simulator.
Yes.
Farm Simulator.
They're our publisher.
Oh, you got me on board. Consider it done.
It is. It's just a 2D puzzle type game. It's a casual thing. And some people will say, well, why don't you just put it on the phone? It's a phone game. Well, it actually plays a lot better on the PC. Because, your phone controls suck. Games suck. That's why.
All right, I'm in.
All right. That's it. I mean, we could talk about some of these other topics that never came up, but I really don't think they're too important. Shadow Realms is coming out from the creators of Mass Effect. Okay. If you say so. And they're being I think it's being put together by BioWare. It's going to be an RPG.
Yet another.
But the video they have for it's just horrendous. I'm playing some of it now, and it's like confusing and low-end graphics type stuff.
Exactly what you want to encourage you to get the game.
All right, we have Raven's Cry. if you want to be a pirate. I think that's what that's about, being a pirate. I thought Welshie might like this, but I don't think we're really pirateers.
Not really.
No.
Just because we drink a lot of rum doesn't mean we're pirates.
No. Then there's a very confusing game, called Five Nights at Freddy's, which is where you have to work 5 nights as a security guard at a amusement park type thing.
Yeah.
Where things come alive, and if you watch the video, you know, it's basically somebody who keeps flipping through the security cameras, see what's going on.
Sounds like it's a game of that film Night at the Museum.
Maybe. But I'm really confused. He flips through them, then all of a sudden he like flips out of. He stops looking at the cameras, and then there's something in front of him screaming. I'm like, wait, what? Why is that scary? What's going on?
So I dug into this because I saw it on Steam, and apparently, yeah, you're at a kids' amusement pizzeria type place. You're the security guard.
Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
Yeah, basically Chuck E. Cheese, and all these animatronic animals at night are moving around, and your job is to monitor all the cameras. And when you monitor the cameras, I think they don't move, and you need to stop them from getting to the security room.
So why don't you just put a camera in the security room?
Yeah.
Then nothing will move in there.
It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
And you've got like a limit amount of power and batteries and things like that, so you can't have all the cameras going at once, and it's just seemed kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're basically looking at stuffed animals through cameras.
How do you sell that to a publisher? Listen, it's a game where you have to keep flipping through cameras, but you can only do it so much because they'll run out of power.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
I'm sold. I can see DLC in this.
Let's go with it.
The extra camera DLC.
Extra battery DLC. All right, and then finally, the Chinese government's going to support game developers. I think that's just a ploy to get you in, and then you're going to sign up. I'm a game developer, and then they're going to like cane you or something.
Cane you?
Good old-fashioned caning.
That's what we think of game developers.
Welcome to China.
Well, if you think about it, that's a good way to cut down on the number of anti-Chinese games, right?
True.
Anti-Chinese government games.
Make them.
It seems like a weird reversal because only recently they allowed game consoles.
Yeah, that's also another good point. Why do you want to move to a country that doesn't allow them to use the games?
Which is I know they allow PC games, which is why MMOs and free-to-play things were really huge in China, are really huge in China.
Mm-hmm.
But although it seems like a lot of the more prominent ones came out of Korea, South Korea.
Mm-hmm. All right. You guys have anything else you want to bring up? I'm going to wrap it up.
I do.
I go on.
Me? Go on.
Yeah, you go.
All right. Well, the first is that the Evil Within, the Resident Evil alike game from the creator of Resident Evil, is going to be out soon. I think next month, and I'm not sure if it's been talked about, but for me, it doesn't look that great. It looks pretty underwhelming. It's using id Tech 5 engine, so the same engine that was used for Rage and Wolfenstein, and
mega textures.
Yeah, so the mega textures, everything's uniquely textured. Doesn't look that great, but the big thing is that considering the way the game looks, the way it plays, how underwhelming it seems thus far, to me and to quite a few other people as well that I've seen who's voiced their concerns online. The game is $60, $59.99 on Steam, and it if you pre-purchase it, it comes with basically pay-to-win items. It makes the game easier, which is really weird. that you would like. Here's a challenging game, but if you pre-purchase it, we'll give you stuff to make it easier to help remove the challenge.
Oh,
It's kind of weird. And so not only is it $60, but there's also $20 season pass that you can pay for right now. So that says two things to me. The season pass, if you don't buy it and you buy all the planned DLCs that they have coming for it, that means it's going to be more than $20 because usually they try to cut you some sort of deal. So here you've got a game that if you want the entire thing at launch, you're paying $80 for it. And if you don't want the entire thing at launch, you're paying at least $60, plus down the road you're going to end up paying more than $80 altogether to have a complete game. And they're already telling you right up front there's going to be additional content, story-driven content, that you have to pay extra for, which is just weird to me. But this is what they're doing though, and it seems wrong on a lot of levels. So that's just something to watch out for, the evil within. And then Team Fortress, I'm not sure if it was talked about, but Team Fortress 2 on the workshop, Valve is allowing submissions for physical items, physical things you can get, not just digital items now. You can.
How does that work? You mean like they ship it to you, like Kickstarter, or?
I assume, yeah, you're going to get shipped stuff at some point, depending upon what they select. But yeah, you can submit ideas for T-shirts and plushies and coffee mugs and things like that. And so I encourage people to check out the Steam workshop for Team Fortress 2 and take a look at the merchandise section, because that exists now, and that's kind of weird. Unexpected for sure. I don't know if they've selected anything just yet that's going to be included now, but there that is. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is earlier this week, the folks over at id working on Quake Live have introduced an update that has changed the rule set for Quake and for Quake Live. And we all know that Quake Live is basically a free-to-play variant of Quake 3 Arena, and they've introduced this rule set change that makes it more in line with other games, which is kind of weird. It seems like it's their right to make this change, but it seems very unnerving. They've for people who've never played Quake 3 or Unreal Tournament, these are games where everybody starts off on an equal platform, and you run around the map collecting items, and you kill each other. Now they've changed Quake. The default rule set now is that you pick a loadout, a weapon loadout. They've added some sort of machine gun, a heavy machine gun they call it, but it's basically like the assault rifle in most games. They've added timers so you can see where the power-ups are in the maps and how long it's going to be until a respawn. They changed sort of the respawn times across all maps and things like that to make it uniform.
So they've taken the skill out of it, basically.
They've
made it Call of Duty.
Speaking of that, they made it so that if you hold the jump button, now you automatically bunny hop if you hold it down. And they say, well, if you still know how to move well, then that works out better. But they still added automatic bunny hopping. And it seems like they've catered to, I don't know, what other people are playing, but at the same time they've sort of removed what made Quake Live unique in that respect amongst the sea of everything else that's trying to be the same. And so I've played a few matches. I didn't like necessarily what I played, but I'm still going to keep going with it and see how I like it over the long term. But I don't like this change, this attempt to cater to Steam users, because what they're actually doing is preparing a new release for Steam, and because Quake Live is going to be on Steam soon, and they changed the rule set around to make it very un-Quake Live. And if you pay money to be a subscriber, you can start your own server with the old rule set, but the majority of people are going to be people who are playing for free. So it's a bit of a letdown. And that's all I got.
Okay.
The only thing I was going to add is some point last week, the announcement was made that Archage is going to go live on the 16th, I think it is,
Oh, nice.
for the actual full game.
Okay.
And that's a free-to-play MMO, right?
Yeah, but
And
some
it
people are
is
saying it's a
stunning.
little, it's a little grindy.
It is. It's Korean. It's bound to be
Yeah.
like grindy. It's definitely grindy, but it's worth having a look just for the actual visuals of it. Considering it's free to play,
Yeah.
it even puts like Guild Wars 2 to shame.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it a go. I haven't had an invite or anything to test it out. It's basically either I have to pay for a Founders Pack or something, or just wait
Yeah.
until the release. But
I thought about it too, but then I was like, I don't know, and now I'm talking myself out of it.
yeah,
16th, it will go live free to play.
This week, Gauntlet.
and this week Gauntlet. So that's happening. Some things that look like they might be worth playing.
Maybe,
Breesy already
yeah.
said Archage is worth his time. So
Archage.
Archage.
Or Arch.
Is it Arch or Arc?
God knows.
Who knows?
Who knows these days?
You can figure it out.
Archage.
It's Archage. Archeageage.
Archie age. Maybe.
Archeage.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Anything else? I think we're
No.
good. Good. Okay, good. Because I got to go anyways. All right. I'm going to thank our host for taking the time out to chat today. Thank you very much. Ham for joining us.
Thanks. Sorry, I arrived a little late.
Breezy, thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
All right. We should, barring any unforeseen issues, we should be back next week with some more stuff to talk about. So hopefully we'll be here to join us. And if not, head over to the MODSonair.com website to listen to more. We're all over there. All right. See you later.
Later, guys.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next week when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@modsonair.com. And please consider subscribing to modsonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
I don't have any special ending.
That's
No.
because you're all special.
Because you're all special. Here you go. Here's some Republican speakies.
Like, yeah, this is a
For your
funny
ending.
idea. Platform. Like, 17-year-old kid. And then
Anyone who
other
wants an
people
engine,
money are
just
like,
imagine the
"Yeah,
bacon
let's go
pancake
with
song.
Making bacon.
Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put
Zoe's
it in
right
a
here,
pancake.
ready to go.
Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes, making
There you
bacon
go.
pancakes.
Swear to God, that's the
Take
best
some
song
bacon
ever.
and I'll put it in a
Yeah.
pancakes. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes.
All right, everyone. Have a good Labor Day. Maybe some of you have off tomorrow. And otherwise, just enjoy what's going on. Find some games. Gauntlet this week. And then after that, Archage. One of those. All right. Later, all.
Take some bacon and I'll